This girl, who we will call Betty, is a victim of child marriage. She lives in Amida West Sub-County in Kitgum District. At the age of 17, she was forced into marriage with a village photographer 7 years older than her. He paid her parents a fine of 200,000 shillings for impregnating her.
I conceived during the lockdown and my parents forced me to go and stay with him. When I conceived a second time, my parents became so annoyed and they ordered me to return home.
Her neighbor, who we will call Anna, is also a teenage mother. She was forced into marriage at the age of 15 to a 23-year-old Baba.
I delivered in Kitgum Main Hospital, but because the baby was too big, they made a cut in my private parts. The wound took more than a month to heal and the pain was too much. Girls should not be enticed into sex when they are still young.
Poverty, coupled with harmful cultural practices and greed for dowry, has exposed many girls to the vice of child marriage in Kitgum District. Local leaders and social workers say there is a child marriage crisis in the district where hundreds of girls are out of school.
A girl who was supposed to set for PLE did not set, was married off. Even this year, our candidate who should have registered a child by the name of Kishabe Nancy was eloped, and the parents did nothing, and the girl did not register. I was told there is a man who went with her to Kampala.
The parents, they have negative attitude toward education. For example, last year when I was already here, they dropped out simply because some of the boys around, they just came and took them away as their wife. And parents did not even report that case to us.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, child marriage was high in the Acholi sub-region because many families lacked food. To ease the situation, girls were married off so that the remaining family could feed off the dowry.
Culturally, for us, we look at girls as wives. Whether the girl is very young, I can begin to call the girl my in-law. Instead of calling the girl a doctor, a teacher, you call the girl, this is my in-law, my in-law. The belief of our community is not promoting girls' education.
Up to now, we still think that once a girl has reached 18, she's due for marriage. Some of them, they don't allow them get to 18. Then they marry them off either for wealth or cultural reasons. And that's not right. We have run campaigns against this.
When a girl gets pregnant, they want you to go to your husband's home. Whether you're 14 years or 15 or 17, you must go to your husband's homes. So that the determinant factor mostly is the pregnancy, which brings about child marriage in our culture.
Cultural leaders lay the blame at the door of the social breakdown that occurred during the long years of the Lord's Resistance Army insurgency in Northern Uganda.
People became very lazy. Now they have become poor. So they would think if they give away their daughter, they will earn the money. And of course they will earn, but that money cannot take even a year if you are to eat it.
Sandra Tukwasibwe, the head of programs at Joy for Children, Uganda, an organization that champions the rights of children to live free of exploitation, says although government and the civil society organizations in the region are trying to mitigate the vice, there is need for more funding to support monitoring functions.
Short and limited funding, especially at the local government level, and of course the absence of functioning and well-monitoring systems right from the national to the local level makes it difficult or challenging to track the implementation of these frameworks.
The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development acknowledges that programs that directly concern communities, including programs around child protection, are underfunded.
We continue to lobby members of parliament to improve on the funding. We have done one-on-ones with MPs, held high-level sessions with them. But we understand that the budget can't be enough to cater for everything that we propose.
More effort is needed to protect the children and ensure they grow up safely and contribute appropriately to the nation's social and economic development.
The government needs to decentralize some of the policies and some of these frameworks and also disseminate them in the communities, because some of the communities are not aware that even these policies exist.
Child marriage, which is outlawed both by the Constitution and the Children Act, is a gross violation of the rights of children because it denies the victims their right to health, education, and safety. Gillian Nantume, NTV, Weekend Edition.